Online School of English by Alex Rubinoff.
Hello guys, I'm very happy to see you today. This workshop is going to be about the sequence of tenses and the reported speech. So these topics are closely connected, but also we don't have this thing in Russian. So it is very important to understand how it works in English. So I'm going to tell you everything about it. First of all, you have probably noticed the situation when we have kind of two sentences in one. They are called the two clauses. For instance, I guess he will be a great father. I guess that's the first clause. He will be a great father. That's the second part, the second clause. I guess what? I guess he will be a great father. He says that I remind him of his ex-girlfriend. He says, that's the first clause. And the second clause is, I remind him of his ex-girlfriend. So it's the full kind of sentence. We can use it on its own, independently, but we can also put it together, and that's completely okay. No problem with that. I'm sure that you have used it as well. I think it is important to be on time. I think that's the first clause. It is important to be on time. That's the second clause, right? So the next one is going to be Peter will never know that she has done it on purpose. Once again, we have the first clause in blue, Peter will never know. And the second clause is, she has done it on purpose. So as you can see, we may use the different tenses, present tenses or future tenses in the first part, and any other tense in the second part, depending on the idea. She says that she got into trouble. Here you can see the second part is in past simple. She says, sometimes she says that she got into trouble, after some time probably.
But I think it's important that you know it. But I think it's important that you know it. But I think it's important that you know it.
So once again, the main verb which is in blue in the first clause can be in any present tense or in any future tense. For instance, I understand that they are very busy. I understand that they are very busy. The first part, the first clause, I understand. And understand is the main verb which is in present simple. The next one is, my mom says that she loves me every day. So the first clause is, my mom says, and says is the main verb. She says what? She says that she loves me every day. The second part can be in any tense. So she loves me. Now it is in present simple. He tells us, the first clause, that's the first clause, right? He tells us what? He tells us how lucky he was in his childhood. And he tells us about it very often. So as you can see, present simple in the first part, the main verb is in present simple. And the following clause is in past simple. And that's completely okay because we wanted to say that, yeah? So as you can see, the main verb can be in the present tense or in future tense. The other part, the following part, can be in any tense according to what we want to say, depending on the idea. But it is very important to understand that the main verb can also be in the past. And that's when everything changes. So if the main verb is in the past, everything goes one step further to the past. For instance, I understood that they were busy and I went home. I understood that and I went home. But they were busy at that moment. when I saw them, I came into the office, I saw that they were busy, and then I went home. So perfectly logical. They are not busy now, probably, but at that moment they were busy. So see? The next one, he thought that she had been at work. Probably she hasn't gone to work at all. Probably she has stayed at home all day long. But he thought that she had been at work. One step further to the past. So present perfect goes to past perfect in this case. She assumed that he would be a great father. Her sentence, her direct speech would be something like, he will be a great father. And what we say is, she assumed that he would be a great father. Will becomes would. It goes one step further to the past. So now we can see that if the main verb is in the past, everything else goes one step to the past as well.
I thought you would be different. I thought you would be different. I thought you would be different.
So it is called, this logic is called the sequence of tenses, and it can be also called the reported speech, because we use the main verb to show that some idea was told us, or maybe that someone said about anything else. So what is the sequence of tenses? Present simple goes to past simple. He lies to me, that's present simple. I knew that he lied to me then. I knew, that's past simple. I knew that he lied to me then. Yep. There is an option too. There is the second option, which is I knew that he lies to everyone. It is still true. If it is still true, he still lies to everyone, then we can leave it as it is. We can keep it in present simple because it is still true. But for a native speaker, it would be natural to say, I knew that he lied to everyone, something like that. So there are two options possible here. You should keep that in mind. Present continuous goes to past continuous. She's thinking about her career. I realized that she was only thinking about her career. So as you can see, I realized, past tense. That's why the second part is in past continuous. She was only thinking about her career. The second option is, I realized that she is thinking about her career. It is still true. I've just realized that. So yeah, it is still true. She's still thinking about her career. Like probably 5 minutes ago, nothing has changed yet. So that's why if it is still true, we may keep it in the same tense.
I realized what I was doing. I realized what I was doing. I realized what I was doing.
Present perfect goes to past perfect. I have broken my promise. I'm terribly sorry about that. I told her that I had broken my promise before that. And now I'm very sorry about that. I'm still sorry about that. So as you can see, has broken, he has broken the promise. We make it, he had broken the promise. He told her that he had broken the promise. The next one is present perfect continuous goes to past perfect continuous, one step further to the past. I've been living in this apartment for 5 years. I remembered that I had been living in that apartment for a long time, but now I don't remember for how long exactly. So I remembered then that I had been living in that apartment. Past perfect continuous. Past simple goes to past perfect, deeper, one step deeper in the past. He just wanted to have fun. He tried to explain that he had wanted to have fun before that. The next one, past continuous, becomes past perfect continuous. She was telling the truth the whole time. All the time she was telling the truth. He discovered that she had been telling the truth all that time. Yep. Further, one step further in the past. Past perfect is already the deepest past possible. So no change is possible there. He hadn't prepared for the exam, and after that he failed his exam. He regretted that he hadn't prepared for the exam. So everything stays the same, as you can see. Past perfect continuous, it is the deepest option possible, but with a period of time, yeah? So no change is possible there. He said, I had been dreaming about it a few years ago. He said that he had been dreaming about it for a few years before that. Yeah, no change. Alright, so all the future tenses, they replace will with would. For instance, they will work on that project on Monday. I know that they will work on that project. They assured us that they would work on that project on Monday. But now it's Friday and no one is working on anything. So yeah, they didn't start working on that project. The second option is they assured us that they will work on that project on Monday if it is Friday. It is still true. They still will work on that project. So as you can see, we replace will with would. We will have finished our course by December. They declared that they would have finished that course by December. But it's February and we don't want to stop, so yeah, we don't need that. Well, about the modals, it's very simple with the modals. They go one step further to the past. She can spend a lot of time with them. I knew that she could spend a lot of time with us. So let's summarize everything that we have just talked about, and let's go over the transformation which happens if the main verb is in the past. So the present tenses always change to the past tenses. The present simple becomes past simple. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Yep, naturally everything goes one step deeper in the past. Past simple, if we use past simple in the normal sentence, we replace it with past perfect when we use the sequence of tense, yeah, when the first verb is in the past. Past continuous goes to past perfect continuous. Will can be replaced with would. We use would instead of will. With the modals, we use the past forms. For instance, instead of can, we say could. Instead of must, we say had to. Yeah, so on and so forth. So the past forms. Past perfect is completely unchangeable because it is the deepest option possible. Also, past perfect continuous, same story, because it is past perfect but with a duration. So we can't replace it with anything. And the true facts, there is one option for us if we believe that it is still true or it has just happened a minute ago, something like that, we may keep it in the same tense. But although you should remember that native speakers tend to replace everything with the sequence of tenses. So there might be two options possible for you to keep it in the same tense or use the sequence of tenses. So let's practice a little bit. So please use these verbs to declare, to confess, to say something, to think, to know something, or to assure someone of something, to guess. Like anything that you remember would be absolutely alright. So please pause the video and make up your own sentences with the sequence of tenses and with the reported speech using these ideas. Alright? Are you ready? Very nice. So let's check what we have. I confessed that I wanted to join the band. He declared that they needed to talk about it. I thought that we were moving to the US. Yep. He confessed that he had lied sometimes. Probably he stopped. Kate said that she had been talking about us. I declared that they spoke Spanish fluently, so at that moment that was true, that was still true at that moment. Or if they still speak Spanish fluently, we may say, I declared that they speak Spanish fluently. We thought that the Romans had been very smart. They had been because they were smart first, and after that they died. And after that we thought that they had been smart. She said she had to go to school. I thought that Richard would call you very soon, but probably he didn't. Alright, so your sentences might differ a little bit, so it is completely alright as far as you've used the logic of the sequence of tenses. Alright, well then, thank you very much for watching and well done. I'll see you in our next video about the reminder. So, see you next time.